Hello, my dear friends. How are you all? I hope you all are good. So, my dear friends, you are very welcome in our lecture number 7 of number system. Okay. So, my dear friends, I hope you will enjoy this lecture. So, without wasting the time, let's start. Yes. So, now, my dear friends, today we are going to discuss laws of exponent for real numbers. Laws of exponents for real numbers. Okay. So my dear friend, let's suppose we have A, B, M and N are the real numbers. We have A, B, M and N are the real numbers. So now my dear friend, there are some laws in which we are discussing some important rules. Okay. So let's suppose we have A raised to power M and into A raised to power N. So my dear friends, first of all, we have to understand these things. Let's suppose we have A raised to power M. Now, in this case, my dear friends, this A is called base and M is called exponent. M is called exponent. Okay, my dear friend. So now in this case, A is what? A is, yes, base and M is exponent. Okay. Now similarly, in this case, A is base and N is exponent. In this case, N is what? N is exponent. Okay. So now my dear friends, first rule is that if base is same, then the exponent is added. Then we have to add the exponent. Okay. If base is same, then we have to add the exponent. Then the result will be A raised to power M plus N. Okay. If we have A raised to power M into A raised to power N, then we can write A raised to power M plus N. In this case, we are doing the addition of M and N. Okay. I hope you get this point. Now my dear friends, in this case, listen to me very carefully. We have A raised to power M and whole raised to power N. Okay. A raised to power M whole raised to power N. In this case, we have to multiply the exponent. In this case, we have to multiply the exponent, means this is A is equals to M into N. So this is the second rule. Okay. Let's suppose we have A raised to power M upon A raised to power N. Here is the multiplication, here is the division, means base same. Okay, we have base same and power is different and this is in division. Then the power must be subtract, means this will become A raised to power M minus N. Now here M is always greater than N. I hope my dear friend you understand these things. Now let's suppose we have base is different but the exponent is same. So in this case we can multiply the bases and after that we can find the exponent, we can find the power. Okay, means in this case this will become A into B raised to power M. I hope my dear friend you understand these things. So these are the basic laws of exponent for the real number. So these laws are very helpful for solving a lot of problems. Okay. So now my dear friends, let's do some problems. Okay. Yes. So my dear friends, so the first question is, we have to find the value of this. Okay. So we have, my dear friends, 64 raised to power 1 upon 2. 64 raised to power 1 upon 2. So in this case, my dear friends, we can solve very easily, my dear friends. We can write 64 as 8 into 8. 8 into 8. Okay, and this is 1 upon 2. So now, my dear friends, here is the power is 1 and here is 1. So here is base same, so we can add the power 1 plus 1 2 and this is 1 upon 2. Okay, now here is A raised to power M and whole raised to power N. Okay, so in this case we have to multiply the power, means we can 8 raised to power 2 into 1 upon 2. 2 into 1 upon 2. So this 2 and this 2 will be cancelled, so we get 8. We get 8. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So the answer is what? So the answer is 8. I hope, my dear friends, you understand these things. So So the next question is, now we have 32 raised to power 1 upon 5. 32 raised to power 1 upon 5. So my dear friends, we know that we can write 32 as 2 raised to power 5. We can write it as like this. Okay. And we have raised to power 1 upon 5. Okay. Now in this case we have to multiply the power. So this will become 2 into 5 into 1 upon 5. 2 into 5 into 1 upon 5. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So now in this case 5 and 5 will be cancelled. So we get 2. So this is our answer. We get what? We get 2. So my dear friends, these questions are very simple. Just we have to understand the concept of the question. Okay. What type of questions are there? Okay. Now next. In this question we have 125 raised to power 1 upon 3. So now my dear friends, in this case we can write it as 5 raised to power 3. We can write it because if we solve 5 into 5 into 5, we get 125. Okay. And here is whole power is 1 upon 3. Now in this case we have to multiply the power. So 5 raised to power 3 into 1 upon 3. 5 raised to power 3 into 1 upon 3. Now we have to cancel this. So we get 5. So we have the answer is 5. Okay. So let's move on, my dear friends. Yes. So now again we have to find. Here is a question which is 9 raised to power 3 upon 2. So here is a little bit different question. Yes. Now my dear friends, in this case we have 3 raised to power 2. We can write 9 like this, and we can write 3 raised to power 2 whole raised to power 3 upon 2. Okay, now we have to multiply the power. So we get 3 raised to power 2 into 3 upon 2. Okay, got it? Now in this we can cancel this too. So we get 3 raised to power 3, which is equals to what? Which is equals to 3 into 3 into 3. Okay, so this is equals to 27. So this is the answer of this question. So I hope my dear friend understand these things. So now again we have a question 32 raised to power 2 upon 5. Now again we can write 32 as 2 raised to power 5 and whole raised to power 2 upon 5. Now we have to multiply the power. We get 2 raised to power 5 into 2 upon 5. So this 5 and this 5 will be cancelled. So we get, my dear friends, 2 raised to power 2, which is equals to 4. Which is equals to what? 4. So this is the questions. Okay. Now my dear friends, yes. Now 16 raised to power 3 upon 4. So now my dear friends, in this case we can write 16 as a 2 raised to power 4. We can write 16 as a 2 raised to power 4 into whole raised to power 3 upon 4. Whole raised to power 3 upon 4. Because my dear friends, we can write 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, which is equals to 16. Okay, now this is what? This is 2 raised to power 2. So that's why we are writing here. Okay, so now here is we have to multiply the power. So we get 2 in 2 raised to power 4 into 3 upon 4. So this 4 and this 4 will be cancelled. So we get 2 raised to power 3, which is equals to 8. Which is equals to what? 8. Okay. 125 raised to power minus 1 upon 3. This is what? Minus 1 upon 3. Okay. So now in this case, my dear friends, we can write 5 raised to power 3 and whole raised to power minus 1 upon 3. Okay. Now 5 raised to power 3 into minus 1 upon 3. We can write it like this. So here 3 and 3 will be cancelled. So we get 5 raised to power minus 1. So now my dear friends, in this case we can write, here is the power in negative. So this will become 1 upon 5 raised to power 1. So if we want to make the power positive, we have to Yes, we have to shift the numerator in the denominator. So we get the positive power. So we have 1 upon 5 raised to power 1, which is equals to 1 upon 5. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. Okay. Yes. So now let's move on to the next question, which is, my dear friends, now we have to simplify this. We have 2 raised to power 2 upon 3 multiply 2 raised to power 1 upon 5. So now, my dear friend, this is the case like, here is a raised to power m into a raised to power n. Base same, and we have to add the power a raised to power m plus n. Okay. So similarly in this, 2 is a base which is same in both the terms. Okay. So we get 2 raised to power. Here is, we have to add the power, means 2 upon 3 plus 1 upon 5. So this will be, here is, we are taking the LCM, which is 15. Okay. And this will become 2 into 5 means 10 plus, here is 3. So we get, this is equals to 13 upon 5. So we have 2 raised to power 13 upon 5. 2 raised to power 13 upon 5. I hope, my dear friends, you understand these things. Okay. So what is the result? So the result is 2 raised to power 13 upon 5. This is the required answer. This is the answer of this question. So now, my dear friends, so the next question is, we have 1 upon 3 raised to power 3 and whole raised to power 7. We can solve it very easily. So in this case, we have to multiply the power. We get 1 upon 3 raised to power 3 into 7, which is equals to 1 upon 3 raised to power 21. Okay. I hope you get this point. So now the result is what? The result is 1 upon 3 raised to power 21. So we can simplify like this. We have, now we have to shift the 3 in the numerator. So this will become 3 raised to power minus 1 and whole raised to power 21. So we get 3 raised to power minus 21, because in this we are multiplying minus 1 into 21, we get 21. Okay. So this is the answer of this question. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So the next question is, yes, here we have, now this is the case like a raised to power m upon a raised to power n. Now in this case, we have to subtract the power, means this will become a raised to power m minus n. What is a raised to power m minus n? So my dear friend, this will become 11 raised to power 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 4. Okay. So this is equals to 11 raised to power, this will become, my dear friends, if we solve this, we get 4. 4 is the LCM. So this will become 2 minus 1, which is equals to 1 upon 4. So the answer is 11 raised to power 1 upon 4. The result is what? 11 raised to power 1 upon 4. Okay. I hope, my dear friends, you understand these things. Yes. So now let's move on. Yes. Yes. So now, my dear friends, so the next question is 7 raised to power 1 upon 2 and 8 raised to power 1 upon 2. So my dear friend, this is the case like, if we have a raised to power m into b raised to power m, means we have base is different but the power is same. So we get a into b whole raised to power m. This is the law of exponent. So now, my dear friend, we can solve it like this. Here we have to multiply a into b, means 7 into 8. So and whole raised to power 1 upon 2. So this will equals to, so my dear friend, this will become 56 raised to power 1 upon 2. What is 56 raised to power 1 upon 2? So this is the answer of this question. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So now let's move on to the next question. Yes. So the next question is, my dear friends, what is the product of cube root of 4 and cube root of 22. Okay, now we have to find the product between them. So now this is like cube root of 4 into cube root of 22, 3. We can write it like this: 4 raised to power 1 upon 3 into 22 raised to power 1 upon 3. So this is the case like a into m into b into m, which is equals to a into b raised to power m. Okay, this is law of exponent. So now my dear friends, we can write, so my dear friends, this will become, we can do it 4 into 22 raised to power 1 upon 3. Okay, 4 into 22 raised to power 1 upon 3. Okay, so this will is equals to cube root of 4 into 22. Okay, my dear friends. So now we can write it as like cube root of 2 raised to power 2 into 2 into 11. We can write it also. So now this will become cube root of 2 raised to power 3. Okay, into 11 cube root. And from this we can write it as 2 into cube root of 11. So this is the required answer. Okay, I hope you understand these things. Yeah, so now, so the next question is, if we have minus 4 upon 7 is equals to minus 32 upon x. Okay, so now we have to find the value of x. We can easily find like this. So here, first of all, this minus and this minus will be cancelled. So we get 4 upon 7, which is equals to 32 upon x. Now we have to do the cross multiply. So we get, my dear friend, 4 into x, which is equals to 32 into 7. 32 into 7. So x is equals to 32 into 7 divided by 4. Divided by 4, and this will be cancelled, and how many times? 8 times. I hope, my dear friends, you get this point. So we have x is equals to 8 into 7, which is equals to 56. So we have x is what? 56. So this is the answer. Okay, yes, my dear friends. So the next question is, find the value of x minus y raised to power x minus y, where x is equals to 2 and y is equals to minus 2. Okay, so now, my dear friends, we have to put the value of x and y. In this we get 2 minus 2 raised to power 2 minus of minus 2. Okay, so now this will become, my dear friends, 2 minus, first of all we have to solve this power. So minus 2 raised to power, here is 2 minus minus plus, so this will become 2 plus 2. So this is equals to 2 minus 2 raised to power 4, minus 2 raised to power 4. So my dear friend, this will become 2 minus, and minus 2 raised to power 4 means we can write it as like minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. So so all these negative sign will become positive, because this negative become positive, and this negative become positive. So we write like this, here is 2 minus, this will become 16, and we get the result is minus 14. So this is the answer. This is what? This is the answer. Okay, I hope, my dear friend, you understand these things. So now let's move on to the next question, which is, now if 9 raised to power x plus 2 is equals to 240 plus 9 raised to power x, and we have to find the value of x. Okay, now let's solve these questions. So now, my dear friend, this is very important question. Okay, so now let's solve this. So we have 9x plus 2, 9 raised to power x plus 2 is equals to 240 plus 9 raised to power x. Okay, now, my dear friends, we have to shift the value of, we have to shift this term to the LHS. So we get 9 raised to power x plus 2 minus 9 raised to power x, this is equals to 240. Okay, now my dear friends, if you observe this, here this term we can write it as like this: 9 raised to power x dot 9 raised to power 2. We can write it as like this, and here is 9 raised to power x, which is equals to 240. So my dear friends, so the reason behind this is like this: we can write like this: a raised to power m dot a raised to power n. We have base same, so we can add the power, so we get m plus n. Okay, so now if we can do like this, so we can do reverse also. So here we are doing the reverse. Okay, now my dear friends, the next step is that now in these two terms, from these two terms we have to take 9x as a common, so we get 9 raised to power 2 minus 1. This is equals to 240. Okay, so now my dear friend, this will become 9x into 9 square means 81 minus 1, which is equals to 240. So 9 raised to power x, this will become 80 is equals to 240. Okay, so 9 raised to power x is equals to 240 divided by 80, and this will goes to 3 times. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have 9x is equals to 3. Okay, so now let's solve further. So we have, my dear friend, 9 raised to power x is equals to 3 raised to power 1. But from this equation we cannot find the value of x. So my dear friends, we can write it as like 3 raised to power 2. We can write 9 as like this, and whole raised to power x, which is equals to 3 raised to power 1. Now this will become 3 raised to power 2x. Okay, in this we have to multiply the powers, so we get 3 raised to power 1. So now my dear friends, if you observe this, the base is same 3 3. Now from this we can equate the power. So after equating the power, we get 2x is equals to 1, which is equals to x is equals to 1 upon 2. So we have x is what? X is equals to 1 upon 2. So this is the answer. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these type of questions, how to deal with this question. So this is very easy question. You just have to understand the concept of the question. Okay. Yes. So now my dear friends, so the next question is, now in this case we have to simplify this term. Okay. So my dear friends, we have x raised to power minus 1 plus y raised to power minus 1 whole raised to power 1. Okay, so now my dear friends, we can write it as like, we can write x raised to power minus 1 as 1 upon x, plus we can write y raised to power minus 1 as 1 upon y. Okay, and whole raised to power 1 is equals to just 1. Okay, so now in this case we can take xy as a LCM, so this will become x plus y. Okay my dear friends, so our answer is x plus y divided by x into y. So this is our required answer. Okay, I hope you understand these things. So this question is very simple. Okay, yes. So now my dear friends, so the next question is, if 10 raised to power x is equals to 64. Okay, so we have, my dear friends, 10 raised to power x is equals to 64. Now we have to find the value of 10 raised to power x upon 2 plus 1. 10 raised to power x upon 2 plus 1. Okay, so my dear friends, we have to find 10 raised to power x upon 2 plus 1. We can express like this: 10 raised to power x upon 2 into 10 raised to power 1. Okay, means this is the case of same base and power add. Okay, now in this we have x upon 2, which is the exponent of 10. So now my dear friends, we can write it as like under root 10, and we have 10 raised to power x. This is 1 upon 2, and we can write 1 upon 2 like this. Okay, I hope you get this point, my dear friends. So now, and this will become, my dear friends, here is into 10 raised to power 1, and we know that 10 raised to power x is what? 64. So we can write under root 64 into 10 raised to power 1. So under root of 64 is 8, and this is 10, this is equals to 80. So this is the required answer of this question. Okay, my dear friend, again this is very simple question. You just have to understand the concept of the question. Okay, yeah, so now let's move on. Yeah, so now my dear friend, so the next question is 4 raised to power x minus 4 raised to power x minus 1 is equals to 24. Okay, we have this equation. Now what is the value of 2x raised to power 2x? Okay, so now my dear friend, first of all we have to find the value of x and put the value of x in this equation. Okay, yes, we have 4 raised to power x minus 4 raised to power x minus 1, which is equals to 24. Okay, now 4 raised to power x minus, this term we can write it as like 4 raised to power x dot 4 raised to power minus 1. Okay, we can write it as, so this is equals to 24. So here we are using a raised to power m plus n is equals to a raised to power m dot a raised to power n. Here we are using this law. Okay, my dear friends, so now 4 raised to power x minus 4 raised to power x into, we can write this term as 1 upon 4, which is equals to 24, which is equals to what? 24. Okay, now we can take 4 raised to power x as a common, so we get 1 minus 1 upon 4, which is equals to 24, which is equals to what? 24. So now my dear friend, this will become 4 raised to power x into, if we solve this we get 3 upon 4 is equals to 24. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have 4 raised to power x is equals to, here is 24 into 4 divided by 3, divided by what? Divided by 3. Okay, now if we solve this we get, here this will cancel by 24, will be cancelled by 3 how many times? Yes, this will be cancelled by 8 times. So we get 8 into 4, which is equals to 32, which is equals to what? 32. I hope my dear friend understand these things. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have 4 raised to power x is equals to 32. Okay, so now 4 raised to power x is equals to, here we can write it as 2 raised to power 5. We can write like this, 2 raised to power 5. So now my dear friends, we have to make the base as a 2. So for this we can convert it like this, 2 raised to power 2. We can write 4 as 2 raised to power 2, and this is whole raised to power is x, which is equals to 2 raised to power 5. So now this will become 2 raised to power 2x, which is equals to 2 raised to power 5. Now my dear friends, we can equate the exponent power. So this will become 2x is equals to 5, because the base is same. Now we can equate the powers. So we get, my dear friends, x is equals to 5 upon 2. X is equals to 5 upon 2. So this is the value of x. Now put the value of x in 2x raised to power x. Okay, so we get, here is, we have 2 into x raised to power whole raised to power x, and we have x is 5 upon 2, so we get 2 into 5 upon 2 and raised to power 5 upon 2. This 2 and this 2 will be cancelled, so we get 5 raised to power 5 upon 2. So this is the answer. Now we can simplify more like this. We can write 5 raised to power 4 plus 1 upon 2. We are breaking the 5. Okay, so we get 5 raised to power 4 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2. Okay, so this will become 5 raised to power 2 plus 1 upon 2. Okay, now we can write like this: 5 raised to power 2 dot 5 raised to power 1 by 2. Okay, this is the value, this is the law of exponent. Okay, yes, so this will become 5 raised to power 2 under root 5, which is equals to 25 root 5. So this is our main answer. I hope my dear friends understand these things. Okay, so my dear friends, this question is very important. Okay, I hope you understand this question. Okay, yes, so now my dear friends, so the next question is, we have x is equals to under root 5 plus 2. Okay, and we have to find the value of x minus 1 upon x. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have x is equals to under root 5 plus 2. Okay, and we have to find the value of 1 upon x, which is equals to 1 upon under root 5 plus 2. Okay, so now we have to use here the rationalization. What is rationalization? Because in the denominator there is a term of root. Okay, so now we have to multiply with under root 5 minus 2, and also we have to divide with under root 5 minus 2. Okay, so this will become under root 5 minus 2, and this is the term of like a plus b and a minus b. So the result is a square minus b square, means root 5 square minus 2 square. So we get, my dear friend, this is what? This is root 5 minus 2 divided by, this will become 5 minus 4. So 1 upon x is what? 1 upon x is under root 5 minus 2 upon 1, which is equals to under root 5 minus 2. Okay, now put the value of x and 1 upon x in this term, in this equation. So we get, my dear friends, we have to find the value of 1 upon x, x minus 1 upon x. So this is equals to under root 5 plus 2. Okay, plus the value of 1 upon x is, here is, so here is minus, and this is the value of 1 upon x is under root 5 minus 2. If we open this bracket, we get under root 5 plus 2 minus under root 5, and the sign will be changed, so we get plus 2. This root 5 and this root 5 will be cancelled, so we get 2 plus 2, which is equals to 2 plus 2, which is equals to 4. Okay, so the answer is what? The answer is 4. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So now, my dear friends, this is enough for today, and we will meet in the next lecture with the next amazing topic. Okay, so thank you very much guys for listening me, and take care and goodbye.